If you're someone who likes shooting cinematic videos with just your phone, then DJI has just released the brand new Osmo Mobile 7 and 7P, which will enhance your videos by giving you that gimbal-like and smooth video look. There are quite a few upgrades from the Osmo Mobile 6, so we're gonna dive into all of those things in today's video. Now, I do wanna say a huge thank you to DJI for sponsoring today's video and sending me these gimbals. They're super fun to use and test out. So I'm going to be doing an overview of the new features of this gimbal and how I would use it. Let's talk about a few of the updates now that the Osmo Mobile 7 and 7P have got. And we're going to focus mostly on the 7P because it has a few more of those extra sweet features. So let's talk about it. One of the big things that they've now integrated is that it has a one-step unfolding and packing away. So this makes it really easy to go from shooting to not shooting and not shooting to shooting. So it's really beginner friendly. The new magnet system is also really good. And one thing that I love about what they've designed about this is it actually wraps all the way around your phone and doesn't touch any of those buttons on the side, which is super annoying. If you've ever shot with these before, you guys know the struggle is real there. So this is a really great new feature. You'll also see that this gimbal can now stand on its own as it has a built-in tripod underneath, and it also still has that quarter mount thread on the bottom, so you can still be mounting this kind of anywhere, whether it's on a tripod if you wanted to track yourself. Speaking of being able to track yourself, you'll see that there's this new little module on it. So they call this the multifunctional module, and so it does a couple of things. First, you can see that it has a light on it, and second, there's a little camera on there so that you can be tracking yourself. Now, what this allows us to do is even outside of the native DJI Mimo app, you can start using your native camera apps and still be able to track yourself. Another thing that's built into the 7P that you don't get in the 7 is the extension rod. And so far in all of my testing, this has been honestly my favorite part of this gimbal, because when you're navigating and shooting B-roll, sometimes you want to get different low angles or high angles, and so naturally the way you hold it, it's actually a lot easier to extend that rod and tilt that camera towards yourself a bit. That feature alone is why I would suggest getting the 7P over the 7. So between the extension rod and the ability to auto track yourself in the car, it's really easy to get selfie style videos like this using the main camera on your phone. What's great about that is that all you have to do is point the camera at yourself, tap the trigger, and it will start to focus on someone in the frame. So this has to do with their new tracking 7.0 features. So they've made it easier than ever to be tracking yourself or other subjects in your frame. Now, you might have also seen the scroll wheel on the side of the Osmo Mobile 7P. This allows you to control the multifunctional module. If you press and hold, you turn on the light, and you have 4 different variations of that light with different color temperatures, and you can control the brightness using the scroll wheel on the side of the OM7P. It also allows you to quickly zoom between the focal lengths on your iPhone. So if you want to switch to the wide camera, you can, and if you want to shoot on the 1x, you can just dial that in with your thumb. That multifunction module actually can make vlogging a lot easier as well, because now it can connect to the DJI mic minis. So if you plug that module into the bottom of your phone, now you can integrate and sync these mic minis over to that multifunctional module, and you have crispy audio from wherever you are. You don't have to be standing right in front of your phone. So if I'm being honest, it is way too cold out here. It is like -20 with the wind chill. My hands are frozen. And here inside the car, we've got the mic synced up to the phone. So if you guys wanted to do interior car B-roll or shoot yourself or do car vlogs, you can. So it's a pretty versatile little piece of kit. Another feature that I really appreciate is if you have a smartwatch, you can actually get the DJI Mimo app onto your smartwatch. You can get a live view of what's happening on your watch, as well as start to track yourself, start and stop a recording. So for me, that's huge because you can actually check your framing on your smartwatch. We're shooting on the Mimo app, and I'm using the smartwatch to control it. So we can start tracking right from the watch. And now I can move around and I can talk to you guys, and I can move away from the phone. There's a tally lamp on the back of the Osmo Mobile 7 as well, so I know I'm recording. Now, as well as being able to track it, you can use a joystick on here. You can now adjust the up, down, left, right movements. You can reset the frame. You can change it from horizontal to vertical. There's a lot you can do just with the watch app. And the last thing that this module allows you to do is use hand gestures to start and stop your recordings, to track yourself, and so on. So some pretty cool features built into just this little tiny module. Now the gimbal itself has those pretty standard features that you would hope for, in that you can rotate the camera towards yourself to change the camera angle, to change it from vertical to horizontal. That's pretty standard, but some other things that are built into this now is if you actually double tap the M mode while your phone is plugged into the multifunctional module, you can start to charge your phone battery. So that's nice. You essentially have a battery bank on the go, and the gimbal itself will give you 10 hours of battery life, which in most cases, this is a full day of shooting. You have 3-axis stabilization with the gimbal, which paired with most modern smartphones these days, you're going to have some buttery smooth footage. And one of the features that I changed immediately deep in the settings is to keep my framing. So if I want the wheel to be in the middle or on the left side of the frame, I can move around the vehicle and it will try its best to keep that subject in that same part of the frame. The other thing that I changed immediately was how quickly the joystick moves. So deeper in the settings, you can actually change this to slow. And I find that once you change the joystick setting to slow, you can get a lot more cinematic feeling to your footage. Now, if you consider yourself to be more of a beginner shooter and you're just diving into the world of video making, DJI has now built into their app one-touch tutorial and editing. So they'll actually walk you through a couple of shot ideas you can use, and then they'll build that video for you so that you don't even have to do the editing. Now, I won't be using this feature a lot as I consider myself to be a professional videographer at this point, but for those of you who are just diving in, this could be a great feature to get you started. Now, if you really want to get the best video out of your mobile phone, I highly recommend getting a variable ND filter. Inside of the Mimo app, you have the ability to shoot in manual mode. So the better you can understand your camera's settings, the better video you're gonna get. Now, I made a whole video on this. You guys can check it out up here if you're interested in learning about iPhone settings and how to get the best out of it. I'm an iPhone 16 Pro user, so I have the ability to shoot Apple log or use a log profile on my videos. Now, having the gimbal and log footage and even the ability to put on an ND filter, now I can get some really, really good quality video using just my mobile. And it's become easier and easier for content creators to leave our big cameras at home, like what we're using, and be able to shoot on these smaller gimbals. I'll leave the price for the Osmo Mobile 7 here and the Osmo Mobile 7P there. And you guys can decide for yourself if you're diving into this world of video, if a gimbal is the right tool for you. It can give you some extra tools that just shooting with handheld iPhones or mobile phones can't offer you. I think it's a lot of fun. I like being able to track the subject, and it does make getting those smooth movements easier. I'll leave links for all the products used in today's video down in the description below. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up for me. I really appreciate your time, and I do hope I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.